For the Ballymurphy families with us today, their story begins in the early hours of Monday, August 9, 1971. Thousands of British soldiers, supported by the RUC, smashed their way into hundreds of nationalist homes. I was in Ballymurphy that night. I watched my own home being smashed into. I watched other male members of my family being dragged off. I watched my mother and my younger brothers and sisters fleeing. The house was occupied for days by the Parachute Regiment. They destroyed everything. They broke up family and religious memorabilia. They dragged away over 300 men and boys into the night, many of them later to be tortured. And in the following hours in the Murph, they shot dead 10 citizens, 9 men, including a local priest, and the mother of 8 children. And contrary to what the Taoiseach implies, there was gunfire only from one side when these citizens were killed. And that gunfire came from the Parachute Regiment. 11 families lost loved ones and 57 children were bereaved. As a consequence of internment, many Belfast citizens fled their homes, seeking safety in refugee camps in this state. Among them were some of the Ballymurphy families and their children. Some of those in the gallery today watched the funerals of their parents on news footage broadcast by RTE. Others were too young to comprehend the enormity of what happened. 5 months later, the same Paras were on the streets of Derry and shot dead 14 people. And then 6 months after Bloody Sunday, the Paras returned to West Belfast and carried out another attack in Springhill, the housing estate adjacent to Ballymurphy, where they shot dead another 5 people, including 3 children and another Catholic priest. 2 Catholic priests killed in the one community.
I was born into a state that didn't want me. I was born into a state where people who were of a nice known mind were abandoned.
The British government had not defeated the IRA. We, not me, but we together, united, are going to face the British government with a united Republican struggle, with a united demand for peace, for freedom and for justice.
Perfect person, I am not.
And it's not on your conscience that the sort of things you've advocated have helped?
Well, what have I advocated?
Well, in advocating the support of the armed struggle, you have helped fill the prisons with young men, you have helped fill the cemeteries with young men.
I mean, the situation very, very simple.
Young Catholic men.
The situation very, very simple. There have been hundreds of thousands of young men and young women have gone through prison, right? And the responsibility for that, I mean, before my time, lay with the British government, and the responsibility for that during my time. I haven't anyone in prison. The British government has people in prison. I didn't bring British troops into this country. The British government brought British troops into this country. I didn't destabilise the whole living standards of ordinary people by imposing a gerrymandered situation. The British government did that.
But you don't have it on your conscience then?
No, of course not.
Any of this? No, any of the innocent victims, or any of the young men, the young Catholic men who have followed you into prison?
No, none at all. The situation very, very simply is this, and I've said categorically, the responsibility for the problems in Ireland is a British responsibility. Those people who resist that have my support. I will defend their right to resist it. I'll defend it with anyone, I'll debate it with anyone. They have the right, just as much as an English person have the right, to rise up and resist foreign oppression in England.
It sounds as if you're prepared to use any means, however violent, however barbaric in the end, to achieve your aims.
Well, that's a ridiculous question.
No, is it true?
Well, of course it isn't true. I mean, the situation is, can I appeal on this television programme for the British government to please leave our country? And will they leave? Will they leave? Now, the British government doesn't give anyone a choice.